G'day viewers, fellow gold refiners, gold lovers in general. Welcome back to my series of refining recovery without the use of nitric acid, or with as little as possible used. I hope you are enjoying this series. I'm trying to make as many as I can think of. In the comments, please leave me a request if there's something that you want to see. I may already be in the process of making it, or I may not have thought about it. So let's carry on with another one from the series. I've had this on low. I've been fishing. Had it on low while I was gone. There was no reaction now, so I've just put some more nitric acid in there. And it doesn't matter if I've got excess in there, because when I drain this, I've got more solutions that need nitric bath. So that will be used. I'm just going to keep using this nitric solution on all the different things that I need to process. I've got about 4 or 5 different batches that I've burnt and crushed. I'll just keep using this in each one of them until I get to the end, and then I'll get whatever silver is in there. But hopefully tomorrow this will be ready to start putting aqua in. I'm pretty sure that this nitric isn't working anymore. When I put some more in there, I didn't see any reaction or fumes. However, I want to make sure that I've got everything out of there except gold, so I'm going to pour this solution off and put some fresh water and nitric in there, and I'll have a better idea then by the colour of it. I put some new distilled water and some more nitric acid. I poured the old solution off into some ICs that I'm doing, and as you can see, there's plenty of nitric acid in there. So there was lots of free nitric, and it wasn't working in here, so I must have got everything. Otherwise it would be reacting the same. But I'll let this sit for a while anyway, just in case. And it'll be a lot easier to rinse clean later, because I know I've got most of it out. And this here will also go into a batch I've got sitting waiting, and then I'll be able to rinse it and put AR in there. This new nitric bath has been on for an hour now, and there's very little vapors in there, very little. So I'll give it for another hour or so, and then I'll drain it, rinse it well, put some hydrochloric acid and bleach to make poor man's aqua regia. Okay, so I've rinsed it out thoroughly, and I've made poor man's aqua regia with hydrochloric acid and bleach. Now it's just a waiting game. Well, there's a lot of lovely fumes in there. And it has to be gold, because there was definitely no fumes when I just had nitric acid in there. And that beautiful gold going in the solution. Looking good. I'll tell you one thing that really amazes me. I watch these videos where they do IC chips and other things, and they say leave the aqua regia in there for 2 hours and then it's finished. This is the 3rd day that this has been on the heat. I turn it off at night, turn it back on the next day, and I have it going all day, and you can still see fumes in there. I know that they put way too much nitric acid in there, which is why they need to denox it, but I don't. I just put little bits of, if I'm using nitric, or now I'm using bleach, I put little bits in there as I need it. That's probably half the reason why, but at least I don't spend money on acids and then waste it by having to denox perfectly good nitric acid. But yeah, this is still going after 3 days. So anyone who thinks this is a fast process and they can just get it done in a couple of hours, not the case. I'm not getting any more reaction even when adding more bleach. It's been a while now. This has been going for so long. I want to get it finished. So it's time to filter it. I did a stannous test and you can make out on there the nice purple stain. I think it's showing up on camera. There's a nice purple stain on there. So there's gold in solution. Now I'm going to need to have two things: a cotton bud in the funnel, and also a paper coffee filter. The coffee filter is to catch all the sediment, and the cotton bud is to make sure that I get all the fine particulate out, so that I can have a nice clean solution to drop the gold. Now I've got another beaker like this, which I will probably need because it's the only one that will funnels fit on. It's dirty though, so I need to clean it. Once I clean it, I'll get it all set up and start filtering. Okay, nice clean beaker, cotton ball in the funnel, coffee filter. Time to start filtering. Hopefully a lot of this dark matter, which I think is still some ash, even though I got a lot of it out, I think there's still some in there. Hopefully a lot of that will go. Should be end up with a nice solution, nice and clean. We'll soon see. So it's coming through fairly clean. I think it will need to go through with another cotton ball though, after this one. Every time I put two cotton balls in there, it congests up too much. So I'll run it with one cotton ball and then put a new one in and filter that, unless it looks cleaner later, but at the moment it looks like it still might be a bit cloudy. We'll see how it goes. Finished filtering. It's gone once through filter paper and then once with just a cotton ball. That cotton ball was pretty choked up and the solution looked really dark, so I took it out, put another one in. Now it's had a second soaking with a cotton ball. I've rinsed off the thing, so I got most of the gold juice out of it. Now I've got a fairly clean solution. There's no difference between putting copperas into there or putting that into copperas, but I want to be able to see the gold in the bottom. It's not dirty, this beaker, it's just been having copperas solution in there. So I'm going to pour this in. You're supposed to dilute a gold solution by doubling its volume. What I do is I use the liquid from the copperas as the dilution to dilute the solution. So now I've got to rinse this out. I need 2 hands for that, and hopefully I'll come back with some gold at the bottom. I poured off the copperas and then transferred it to this little beaker so I can dry the gold. A bit hard to tell at the moment, but there's a nice little layer. It's a very fine black soot. It's not really powder at the moment. I would normally refine it, but it's going to go in with all the other gold powder and be refined at the end. Well, once I can show you what it looks like, once this all settles, I'll give you a look. I've got the gold dried off, and as usual it's baked hard in the bottom of the beaker. The middle part's coming off easy, but around the edges it's really caked on. I don't know if you can see that or not. And no matter how much I scrape, it's just really being hard to come off. So I'm going to give it a shot, do the best I can. What I'll end up needing to do is, when I do refine all the gold that I've got so far, I'll use this beaker. That way that gold will dissolve in the aqua regia. But obviously I want to try and get as much as I can for the weigh-in. So I'll continue on, do the best I can, and we'll do a weigh-in and see what we got. I got as much as I could out, which isn't much. I'll show you against the background. See how it's all stuck on there still. These videos you see where they melt, dry the gold, and then it just all flows around the beaker, no worries at all, has to be a crock of shit, because this always happens to me. There's actually a lot still stuck on the beaker, no matter how much I try and scrape it off. So it doesn't look like a lot of gold, but we did get some in the coarse. This is from the fine sediment. So time to weigh it up. Okay, let's zero it off. Put this in the jar. .3 grams, it's okay, nothing wrong with another gram. And there's a lot in there, so I'd probably say even 0.1, 0.2 of a gram still stuck to the beaker. Maybe more, I don't know. All I'm doing is scratching the crap out of my beaker, as you can see. I've got to come up with a better system. There has to be a better way than this. Well, another gram, it's all good. So that's the end of the BGAs. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. And we'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much for watching. And I hope I can be of help to some people. Till the next one. Bye.